and welcome to lesson 73 on adding and subtracting decimal numbers. You guys are going to love this lesson because it is not that different from everything else we've already done. So to add or subtract decimals, first we need to line up their decimal points. Then we annex or add zeros, just like we did in that previous lesson. And then we add or subtract, and we always start from the right, just like we normally would. And you're going to bring your decimal down right into the same place. So let's look at examples. All right, are you ready? Example A, $3.45 plus $1.25. So this has been, we've already done this before where we've added or subtracted money, and they told you to just line them up like you normally would with whole numbers, and that's because money always has two decimal places. So it does the work for you of making sure the decimal point is lined up. But what's different about some of these questions in this lesson is that they're not always going to have the same amount of decimal places. So in an example like this, we need to make sure that the 4 is lined up with the 3. So the decimals are in line and not having them lined up all the way over on the right side. But for this first example, that's done for us. So our next step was to annex zeros. We don't need to do that. So now we're just going to add starting from the right. So 5 plus 5 is 10. 4 plus 2 is 6, 7. 3 plus 1 is 4. And my decimal comes down right in the same place. Add my $sign, and so my answer is $4.70. Okay, now for example B, it's going to be the same exact thing, except for this one, you need to write them vertically first. So I'm going to have you do that step, write 345 minus 125, and then go ahead and subtract it and get your answer. All right, what about, for example, C? So in this one, they have different amount of decimals. So I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to write 2.4, and now I'm going to be adding 1.32. So I want my decimals to be in line. So I've got 1 decimal place on this side, and then I have 2 on this side. And now my second step is to annex zeros, which means I'm going to add a 0 in here so they have the same amount of place value spots. Okay, and now I can add across down. So 0 plus 2 is 2, 4 plus 3 is 7, 2 plus 1 is 3. Add my decimal, and I don't have any signs like a $sign, so that's my answer. 3.72 or 3 72/100ths. Try example D on your own. So line them up vertically, annex any zeros you need to, and then do the operation. Here's another type of example you might come across. This says to find the perimeter. Now remember, area is multiplying and perimeter is adding. So to find the perimeter of this triangle, I need to add the lengths of these 3 sides. So I can do that. I'm just going to do exactly what we were doing before. So I have 4.3, and then I have 7.6, and then I have 12.5. And notice that I wrote my 1 out here for 12 because I want all my decimal places in line. Do I need to annex any zeros for this one? Nope, I don't, because they all only have 1 place value. If this number had been a 31, then I would have needed to add a 0 here and a 0 here. So now I'm just going to add them up. So 3 plus 6 plus 5. 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 plus 5 is 14. Okay. 7 plus 2 is 9, plus 1 is 10, plus 4 is 14. 1 plus 1 is 2. Now you'll notice here I used the commutative property of addition. I added these in a different order because I saw that 1 and 2 would be 3 and 7 plus 3 is 10. So that was an easy way to do it. You could have come straight down. You can do them out of order. When you're adding, you can always switch the order around. Commutative property of addition. So here's our answer, 24.4. And really, this should have a label. I don't know what it was. Let's say that they were centimeters. So then this would be centimeters. All right, go ahead and do this one, and I'm going to make your label inches. So find the perimeter of this triangle and bring your work with you tomorrow to school. Go ahead and get to work.